Right, gentlemen, welcome once again to the official post-match press conference. Ghana Premier League match number 183. Asante Kotoko 1, Bekum Chelsea, nil. Coach, once again, congratulations.
Thank you.
The last few weeks have been very, very busy. Back-to-back games. You played on Sunday. You progressed into the semi-finals of the FA Cup. And another tough game against a very, very difficult side, Bekum Chelsea. Still managed to get another win. Once again, another home win, no goal conceded. Of course, you are top of the league, but I'm sure you know that already. You are 2 points behind. With goal stars because they are eventually going to get 3 points against Swatman. The 90 minutes today, and whether this win takes you closer to the target for this season.
Yeah, I think it was a very physical game, very energy-sapping game, looking at the manner in which Chase played, resulting to the direct balls, long balls. You have to jump head, you fall down, you get up. These things get you tired so easily. And they are very good aerially, when the ball goes up. First ball, second balls, whether behind our defense or in front of our defense, they are always there, very aggressive to win the ball. So it's made the game a little bit challenging in the middle of the park. But then we also try to play to our part and keep the ball, look for the spaces, try and then push them to their half. On a few occasions, I think we were able to split their defense, but we're in a rush to score. I remember that of Peter Kwampuku on several occasions. So it was a balanced game. That's what I would say, because somewhere along the line, they also came into the picture and then tried to run us down with the long balls, running for the ball. So it was a very challenging game, but then at the end of the day, the important thing is that we won.
And then does it push you closer to the target for this season?
I would just have to pick our next match game by game. That's what I'll tell you. This is the next game, and then we'll get ready for it.
I think today on the injury front, a few players back. Does that give you a lot of room to, pick a different 11 looking at the schedule?
Yeah, I mean, we're trying to build consistency, even though some of them are back in terms of the physical nature of the game. I'm sure they are not there. The Ghana Premier League is so physical, very athletic. So, when players are recovering, it's a gradual process. It's a progressive one. You don't rush them. So, even though they might be on the bench, but I think that physically they might not be there. The good thing is that when we bring them in, whatever instructions we give to them, they try to execute it. So it's good for us. We are just hoping that as the league unfolds, we'll be able to work on them. But then the nature of the shadows are that you play Sunday, Wednesday, Sunday. So if you are not careful too and you don't rest them well, they will go back to their former state, which is the injury state. So we just have to manage the situation. It's good they are back because it is giving us numbers and it is giving us depth. And again, it is putting those who are playing on their toes, because they know that if they don't do well, there are others on the bench who can come and play.
Right. Questions for Doc? Langston.
Coach, congratulations for another win.
Thank you.
First of all, let me commend you. One thing has been your major tool this season, your substitutions. From Obuasi to here, I can see that. And whenever you bring out a player or you introduce another player, you change your tactics, everything. So I'll commend you for that.
Thank you.
Today I saw Mourinho type of coaching in you. The conversation between you and Baba Yaya. When he was, let me say, well, I don't know how to put it. We're hitting him. Whether I want to know, were they not playing to your instructions, or what called for that heated conversation?
It wasn't heated.
Yeah, it was instruction I was giving. Chelsea are good on the transition. If you look at their midfield, they are strong and technically good. So when players in the middle of the park, opposing players in the middle of the park are strong and technically good, you don't give them time and space. there was a ball he was supposed to press. He was just standing. He didn't press. I was asking him to press. Even if the opponent is bypassing him, he has to do the backward pressing. He has to put pressure on the opponent. The opponent must feel that there's somebody behind him. When it happens that way, it doesn't give him that luxury of a time to decide very well. So he watched him go, and I was not happy. I think that was why I called him to let him understand that where we have gotten to. And at that point, we had scored. So definitely it brought another attitude from Brecum Chelsea, because they now wanted to equalize. So when it happens that way, they double their energy. And you are leading, you also have to multiply your energy so that you hold on to it.
Okay. Coach, the first day I came to training grounds and I saw Adrian, I told Michael that he's the best in terms of crossing. He has that quality. But before the goal, if somebody have told you that he is the one going to give you the victory and the goal he scored, would you have believed that?
Interestingly, maybe per where you were seated, you didn't also see. I was the one who controlled the action that went there. If you remember, they delayed. They wanted to go for the long samba, everybody went in. And I realized it was 2v1. So I insisted that they play the 2v1. So they just, and fortunately, per the way they stood, Patrick left-footed and Ryan right-footed. So he just gave it to him, did the overlap. Fortunately, too, for us, the Brecum Chelsea player didn't come, and then he had the shot. And because there were forests of bodies in front of the goalkeeper, I mean, he couldn't see the ball. So, simply put, I mean, I never thought the goal would come from somebody like him, but that's the nature of the game. Sometimes where you don't expect the goals to come from, or where you don't expect creativity to come from for somebody to score, that's where it comes from. So, I'm happy for him that he scored a goal for such a big club. I mean, playing for Kotoko as a defender and scoring in a very big game against Brecum Chelsea. I'm happy for him, and I'm hoping and believing that he will let this motivate him to do more. He shouldn't rather, go back, but rather he should move forward, work harder, and create more opportunities, and if possible, score too.
And what do you make of his celebration? That was quite unique.
These guys, when they come to training and they score goals, they do different things. Sometimes I stand and watch them, because everybody wants to celebrate in his own way. As for we, the coaches, we just stand and watch and also enjoy. So I also enjoyed it.
So Atakra, Barras, Aname, Leto, and Ben Michael, then we're out of here. So Atakra first.
Coach, congrats for your win.
Thank you.
I know this season you are approaching every game by game as it is. But I want to alert that you are going to a venue that you are yet to win there, and you also yet to win against them since you got promotion. What is happening? What are some of the expectations you tell?
When we get there, we'll know what to do. Yeah.
Barras.
Good, congrats.
Thank you.
I was of the opinion that all this death was going to affect the players because of the fact that he was everywhere they go. The specialty is about cycling. How had it been like cycling them for the days of it? But since then, they've known of it.
I think I've explained this over and over and over. I've actually worked on them, and they are good to go. I think I've explained over and over and over. Sorry for this, but then I think I've explained. I've asked them to minimize their viewing of his videos, his photos, his activities. His activities on social media, they should try and minimize it. If possible, they should avoid it. And I think they've heeded to that. So I'm sure gradually we'll cross that road. It's memorable though, because he was an important supporter to us. As you said, everywhere we go, he's already there. Before we get there, he's already there doing his own thing. Charging us to get ready for the game. So I think gradually we'll be able to overcome. But I know this gentleman will never be forgotten in the history of Ghana football and in the history of Kumasi Asante Kotoko.
Lastly, we've not seen Abetamwa to be leading the line of Kumasi Asante. Is it about Kwame Puku's impressive form, or is he yet to recover fully?
I think he's yet to come back fully in terms of his fitness. And still, I think I've said it over and over. If you look at him carefully, he's not the Abed that used to challenge for 50-50 balls and what have you. The fear of re-injury, I mean, is hunting him. I've been working on him. The last time I passed a comment on the phone to him when he tried to avoid a tackle, not knowing he kept that comment, and after the game he came to the dressing room and was making fun of me. I mean, whilst I was serious trying to, I mean, incite him to charge him to go into the game, he was rather making fun of me. So it's about his fitness is yet to get there, and two, the fear of re-injury. And I think where we've got into, it is also up to him to also make sure that he overcome it, and then that's it.
Right. Anani. Good. I'm sorry. I just met your colleague, Coach, and he said, Stephen, I'm part of this game, got a call from the house telling him that I'm informing him that he lost his brother hours to the game. Was there any plan for Stephen Amankuna today? Because he was lost in the game, though he had that news. I know probably might not know that there was this news coming from his family.
First of all, my condolence to Amankuna, my condolence to the family, Brekum Chelsea, and all loved ones. My condolence to him. Want to assure him that we are there to support him in this difficult time. It's not easy to lose your brother at this stage in life. So our condolence to him. I think there wasn't any plan towards him. If you look at the way the game went, we didn't even assign anybody specially to him. It was based on where he will move to. We look at his patterns of movement, and then we made the players to understand that at a particular point in time, he can be in this pocket space, maybe because of a particular situation. So those were the few things we told them. But then to specifically assign somebody to him, if you watch the game very well, you realize that we didn't do that. We just allow him to be moving. But then any channel or corridor or zone that he got into, there was somebody who kept an eye on him. I mean, he's an excellent player. He's a very good quality player. From the time I coach him to this time, to me as a coach, I'll say he has improved. He's mature. He has a lot of confidence on the ball, technically, everything. And you know, one of his weapons is athleticism. He has the pace. He can run for the ball, and then he has power in the leg too. So to me, he's a good player, but then we didn't really assign anybody to him.
Right. Little.
Right. Coach, congrats.
Thank you.
I'm looking at the table. You played 24 matches. It means 10 games to go. You have 4 home games to play. Baba is a coach for Protocol. Yet to be team when you return from awards. But anyway, but the stance still looks a bit small. I get worried anytime I step here. I know that a team can win the title. We can support us back, and then do it in any way. Sometimes, it motivates you when you walk through the stand. The time when it comes to the pitch, virtual amenities take you anytime you play at home.
Yeah, sure. I mean, sometimes when we come in, the numbers are less. It's more or less doesn't give us that morale. You know, typical of Kotoko supporters, when they are around and they are supporting you, you can feel it. So it has not been good if they don't come. So we just have to come. They need to come in their numbers. The team is winning, so they need to come in their numbers. Maybe today was a midweek. That's why we didn't see the numbers, because against True Democracy, they came in their numbers. So maybe because today is a midweek, I'm sure subsequently on the weekend, the numbers will soar, it will rise. So they've been doing well. That one, from Obuasi to this place, the supporters have been fantastic. And I'm hoping and praying that they keep supporting us till we play the last game of the season.
Michael, send us home.
Coach, congrats.
Thanks.
Today we saw Saka Dauda in the lineup, but there seemed to be some last-minute changes. Could you explain the reason behind it? And again, your form at home, just as Little referenced earlier, has been very impressive, especially at the Baba Yara Sports Stadium. you've considered just a goal, if I'm right.
Yeah.
Just a goal.
Against Vicious.
Exactly. You've kept clean sheets upon clean sheets. How different is it when you play here and then away, the atmosphere and everything? Why do you think that you're able to deliver such performances and results by? It's quite different when you go on away.
So first on Saka.
Okay, for Saka, I think it was during the warm-up. He twisted the ankle, so he reported to the medical team. Quickly, they did, a physical test on him, and he showed signs of pain. So quickly, I was informed, and then we decided that if that's the case, then Peter should come in.